I'm attorney at Busch. I've practiced workers' compensation law for over 40 years and was first board certified in workers' comp in 1997. Oftentimes I'm asked a question, which is, do I have to have a lawyer to file a workers' compensation claim? And the answer is no, you don't have to have a lawyer to file a workers' compensation claim. In fact, the workers' compensation law in Florida is designed to be self-executing, which means that if you have an accident at work, the insurance company for your employer is supposed to provide you certain benefits. And in a perfect world, that's what would happen. Now, workers' comp benefits are very limited. There's only two things you get. One, the employer has to provide you with medical care. And two, you're entitled to compensation at 2/3 of your average weekly wage during periods of time that you're unable to work, or you have restrictions due to your injury which prevent you from doing your regular job. Now, the problem with the workers' compensation system in Florida, which I will tell you is not worker friendly, is that in terms of medical care, you don't have any choice of what doctors you see. You have to only go to doctors authorized by the insurance company. Yeah, you can go to your own doctor, but don't expect the insurance company to pay for it. They're only going to pay for authorized doctors. And so the problem is that these doctors who are paid for and selected by your employer are the ones whose opinions are going to determine whether you are entitled to compensation benefits. So I think you could see the obvious problems and conflicts that might create. So we don't live in a perfect world. So a better question is not, do you have to have a lawyer to file a workers' compensation claim? The real question is, should you have a lawyer to file a workers' compensation claim? And the answer is, it would be a really good idea to have a lawyer for several reasons. One, once you have a lawyer, you don't have to deal with the adjuster anymore. I can't tell you how many times people come to me, and the biggest frustration and that they have is the frustration of dealing with an insurance adjuster who's assigned to their case, who doesn't return their phone calls, who doesn't set up doctor's appointments, who doesn't respond and doesn't answer questions, or gives misleading information, and they're very frustrated. And that's the last thing people need who are injured, who may not be receiving compensation, who are unhappy with their medical care, who are in pain, and their whole lives were turned upside down. They're unable to work. So the last thing you need, or any injured worker needs, is to have to deal with an adjuster. And so once you hire an attorney, that's over. We deal with the adjuster. Second thing is, we monitor your file. We make sure that you are obtaining and getting everything that you're entitled to when you're supposed to get it. So we keep everything on track, answer your questions, deal with the adjusters, coordinate doctor's appointments, do everything that needs to be done. The third reason that it's a good idea to have an attorney is the issue of settlement of a workers' compensation claim. Many workers' compensation cases are settled, and a settlement of a workers' compensation case means that the insurance company offers you a lump sum of money. If you accept that money, your case is closed. You get no more medical treatment in the future, and you get no more compensation in the future. Now, settlement is voluntary. You don't have to settle. You have the right to keep your workers' compensation case open for the rest of your life. On the other side of that coin, the insurance company doesn't have to settle either, but they usually are motivated to settle because they don't want to keep their file open for 30, 40, 50 years, which potentially they may have to do if they have to provide you with lifetime medical care. So they want to close files, and they therefore motivated to offer settlements. And I can assure you one thing, if you are represented by a competent attorney, you will get a much more reasonable, realistic, and oftentimes generous settlement than you could on your own. So that's something to consider. So for all those reasons, it's really a good idea to hire an attorney. Now, there are many, many good attorneys, and would I appreciate a call and the opportunity to represent you? Of course, but the message I would leave you with is, if you are injured and you have issues in a workers' compensation case, hire an attorney to represent you and to protect your best interests. Thank you.